Welcome to week 9 of the Pathfinder Campus weekly blog series. I'm Barry Morgan, and together with Jessica Locke and Gord Sarkissian, we've developed a community that supports adults in the midst of a career transition and students just beginning to develop a career path. Our weekly blog series is designed to provide helpful tips and guidance as you navigate a major life change, and we hope that you will allow us to join you on your journey. This week's career positioning topic is resume strategy. Here's the important point to remember. Your resume is not a job history. Most people spend more time updating their resume than they ever spend thinking about what it's actually supposed to do. They treat it like a history document, a chronological record of where they've been, and then they wonder why it isn't working. Here's the thing. A hiring manager spends on an average maybe 6 to 10 seconds on an initial resume scan. 6 to 10 seconds. In that time, they're not reading your history. They're answering one question. Is this person likely to be able to do the job I need done? Today we're talking about resume strategy, not formatting tips, not which font to use, real strategy. What a resume is actually for. We want to see why the way most people write a resume doesn't answer that question and what to do instead. Let's talk about what a resume strategy actually is. A resume strategy is a deliberate approach which should be positioning your experience so a specific employer can quickly and confidently conclude you're worth talking to. The word to focus on is positioning. You're not documenting your past. You're making an argument for your future. That means every decision on your resume, what you include, what you leave out, how you describe your experience, what order things appear in, all of these should be driven by one question. Does this help the employer see that I'm a good match for this specific role? We're making a shift in thinking here. So let's put this shift in blunt terms. A job history just tells employers what you've done. A strategically written resume, on the other hand, tells employers what you can do for them, backed by evidence from what you've done and the results that you've achieved. That's not spin, that's clarity. So why does this matter for your career? Well, the reality is that most companies now use an applicant tracking system, software that filters resumes before a human ever sees them. If your resume doesn't contain the right language for the role, it may never make it to a recruiter's desk at all. Strategy means understanding this process and writing your resume in a way that works with that process, not against it. Even when a human reads your resume, they're moving fast through a stack of dozens, sometimes even hundreds. A resume without clear positioning makes the reader do extra work they won't do. They'll move on. A well-positioned resume, on the other hand, answers the question immediately, which creates interest, and interest generates the call. Your resume is usually the first thing an employer sees about you. It shapes every conversation that follows. Getting this right isn't about gaming the system. It's about communicating clearly. So let's look at where resumes often miss the mark. The biggest trap is writing one resume and sending it out everywhere. The idea, of course, is efficiency. Update once, apply many times. People think of it like a numbers game. The more places they apply, the better chances. But it doesn't work. Why? Because the roles have different requirements, different language, different priorities. A generic resume answers no one's questions well. The second trap is describing duties instead of results. For example, responsible for managing clients' accounts. That tells an employer what your job was. Managing a portfolio of 40 accounts, maintaining a 96% retention rate over 2 years tells them what you actually achieved. Results are evidence. Duties are just a job description. The third trap is putting everything in. A longer resume is not a stronger resume. Every item that isn't clearly relevant dilutes the impact of the items that are. Editing is a strategy that helps recruiters actually see what you do. So, how can we work with this? Well, there's three concrete things you can do with your resume right now. First, start with the job posting for the position you want, not your past. Read the posting carefully. What skills, experiences, and results are they asking for? What seems to be especially important to them? Write those things down. Now look at your experience. Find specific examples that speak to each one of those skills and abilities. That's tailoring your list, deciding what to emphasize for this application. Second, rewrite every bullet to lead with impact. For each role you include, think, what changed because I was there? What got better, faster, cheaper, stronger, or bigger? If you can quantify it, do it. If you can't, describe the outcome in concrete terms. Launched a new onboarding process that reduced training time by 3 weeks is a result. Help with onboarding is not. Third, cut out anything that doesn't serve the argument. Go through your resume and ask of each item, does this make me more credible for this specific role? If the honest answer is no, cut it. A tighter resume is almost always a stronger one. There's no question about it. Strategic resume writing takes more time per application, but it generates dramatically more responses. The math works in your favor. So, what's next? Your experience is real. The value you've created is real. The goal of your resume strategy is simply to make sure that the employer can see that clearly, quickly, and convincingly in the time that they'll actually give it. This week on Tuesday, check out the deep dive article on resume strategy on our Career Compass blog. It walks through the full framework, including how to handle gaps, career changes, and the ATS question in detail. On Wednesday, we host a community meeting in the Pathfinder campus meeting room. See the coming events in our calendar. Join us for free. We'll be sharing ideas to enhance your career possibilities. And then on Thursday, there's an exercise, a hands on exercise, to help you rewrite your strategies in bullets with real impact language. Then on Saturday, there's a reflection piece on the subtle ways we undersell ourselves on paper and why. Now it's your turn. Pull up your resume, find a job you really want, then make the resume work harder for you. And remember, you don't have to do this journey alone. The coaches at Pathfinder Campus Coaches are here to help, and we look forward to joining you on your journey.